The visual arts are important because they enrich people's lives. They beautify a home or office. In fact, in a corporate setting, they even brand who you are. It's really important to support people who are creative and enrich our lives. And so that's why you should collect art, because you are assisting someone who is creative in their life goal. From a historical standpoint, you look at people that have collected throughout history, and it's been portraiture, or it's been the landscape of somebody's home or vista, or religious art, something to document your belief system even. So art is very, very personal, and I think that it's important to show who you are as a person in the art that you collect. Not just from a design standpoint like a lot of people do these days, but because you're passionate about the work that you see. You bring it home and you wake up every day and you're excited that you've collected it. You are supporting that artist. You're really just enriching your children's lives as well if you have kids. It's a generational thing. It's something that can be passed down like an heirloom. I've been in the arts as long as I can remember. My grandmother instilled in me that artistic passion. She was a watercolorist, and I can remember sitting at her counter as a kid and just thinking that it was so neat that somebody could have the talent of, looking at a still life of hydrangeas in a Coke bottle, and she could put it on paper and we could enjoy it forever. So with that, I began my path in the creative world, and I started painting and drawing and acting and doing all kinds of things. And as I started to kind of hone in on what it was I wanted to do, I fell on visual arts, and I went to college for visual arts, and my dad, being the wise man that he is, insisted that I did business as well. So I did a double major in fine art and business. With that, I was able to get an internship at one of the top galleries in Charlotte, and there I learned that my passion really was connecting what the artist does and what their passion is to somebody who's going to appreciate it every day. So that's why I'm here. And the reason that we chose Greenville was because it's this really exciting city. It's this really exciting market. There's a lot going on, a lot happening, and it's really wanting the arts. It's really wanting this creative vibe, this culture, and we want to be part of that, and we want to get in on it now before there's too much of it. So far, the support has been great here in Greenville. We've had visitors as well as locals. There's a gentleman who comes in every single Saturday like clockwork, and he walks around and just spends time with each piece and loves everything in here. He loves the fresh contemporary take on art. He actually ended up coming back after, 4 or 5 weeks of coming in. He came back this past week and put a deposit down on a piece. So he's really, really excited, and since then he's even been back to admire the piece that he's going to be taking home with them. One of the other really exciting things is we're getting a lot of visitor traffic into the gallery. I had a couple in from Chicago who just absolutely fell in love with one of our new, fresh, contemporary artists and ended up purchasing 2 pieces to send to her daughter as a birthday gift. So it's really exciting to have both the local economy and the tourist economy supporting what we're doing here and supporting the arts. In Greenville, there's a lot of art, and there are a lot of emerging artists. There are a lot of artists that are really just getting their feet wet into what it means to be an artist. And one of the things that we noticed was lacking here was a gallery that focused on established artists, artists that have a name, artists that have been represented by galleries regionally, nationally, and internationally. And so we wanted to bring to Greenville that high-end art culture. I say high-end, but that doesn't mean that it's not accessible. That doesn't mean that it's not affordable. We have artists that, across the board are very well represented internationally, like Colby Caldwell, who's been reviewed by the Huffington Post, the Washington Post, Art Forum magazine, to those like Madeline Peck Wagner, who are more emerging artists that you haven't seen a lot of, but we expect that you will. So there's a little bit of something for everyone, and a little bit of every style you can imagine. We've been very fortunate in that I've worked in some really fantastic galleries, and Brian has shown with some really fantastic artists. So a lot of our big dream artists we were able to get a hold of, which is great for Greenville. In thinking of some artists that we would really love to bring on board, Adam Hall. He's a really fantastic landscape artist who does these really beautiful cloudscapes. He's overwhelmed with work right now, so we haven't been able to bring him in, but hopefully at some point we will. Karen Hayes, we're working on Karen Haynes, and she does these really beautiful still lives of flowers on bricks, very photorealistic, but also having a very contemporary take on that photorealism. Misplaced flowers, really, and hopefully she's coming on board soon. Still working on it. When we're looking for new artists to bring on board, new talent, we really are looking for a number of things. We're looking for who the artist is, where are they from, will their work fit well with the direction we want the gallery to go. We really want our gallery to be cohesive. When people walk through the door, we want them to feel like everything makes sense together. We look for color, we look for the way the medium is applied, we look for the real artistic quality, the technique that's used. All of those things go into our decision-making process when we're bringing in more emerging artists. I always want people to go through the gallery and see what it is that they're drawn to. And then that's a good starting off point for learning about what you like. Whether you turn into a collector or just an appreciator, you need to know what it is that you are drawn to. And so that's usually that jumping off point. And then from there, we can look at other artists. We can look at other techniques. Often when people come in and don't know much, I'll walk them through the gallery and explain about all of the artists and why they're valid and why they're doing really exciting things and what their techniques are. Because that's what really pulls people in and interests people about the work if they don't know anything. Lots of times it's that technical aspect. Got a few really exciting things coming up here at Gallery 17. May and June, we're going to be having Scott Harris's work as our feature for that month and a half, 2 months. He is this really wonderful artist out of Greensboro, North Carolina, who does oil on aluminum works. They really glow with that aluminum background. He does a lot of local Greenville scenes as well as pastoral works and even some skyscapes. So it's a good mix of styles that people can connect to. So May 3rd will be the opening for that. July, we're going to be doing a group show with all of our artists. We're going to have everybody do a 12-inch by 12-inch piece. And so it'll give a lot of those artists who work only large scale the opportunity to work a little bit smaller, and it'll also give collectors the opportunity to collect smaller, lower price point items during the summer. That next August and September, we are going to be having the work of Claudio Malacarne. We actually just got word this morning that this internationally acclaimed Italian artist is going to be showing with us here in Greenville, South Carolina. We are his first and only US gallery at this point. He's collected by celebrities and major corporations alike, so it's big news. After that show later this fall, we'll be focusing on the works of Colby Caldwell and Brian Hibbard. It will be a hunting-themed show. Colby's internationally known for his shotgun shell casing photographs of, enormous size. They're fantastic. And then Brian Hibbard will feature his works of his antlers. They're really wonderful. So be on the lookout, check out the website, give us a call with questions, and we'll keep you in the loop.